All right, we're here in round one. Our opponent's playing first. We're going to keep this hand, even though it's got the Villainous Wealth in it, which I'm not thrilled about seeing right away. Double Embodiment is quite good, so we're going to be able to hit our black mana and maybe even have a couple blockers along the way. All right, so we're playing against aggressive deck. So here's where our deck is definitely going to get tested. Unfortunately, the Hate Blade I can't really block either, so. And being unable to play my Embodiment turn one is also kind of an issue. No 2-drop's nice, though. Okay, so we'll drop the Embodiment. Fortunately, we cannot use it just yet. But definitely would like to hit my land drop next turn, because we could certainly have some issues if I do not. I mean, we're going to be able to get it off the Embodiment, but we're definitely on the hunt for a land next turn. It's going to be of extreme benefit. All right, that's actually the least scary play I think he could have done. And this is actually excellent. Now we get another Embodiment, and we can crack our first one. So we're going to be very close to our 5th mana, which is a very important mana. Could have also morphed a Woolly Loxodon there, but I'm almost positive playing the Embodiment is correct in case we miss the land drop. We have just very powerful spells we want to get out here. So here we're going to block and crack. In fact, we're going to see if he even uses his... Yeah, he didn't even use his black mana, so no problems there. Ooh, Saddle Brute's a big one. I should be able to supplant form that, but the problem is I would lose 4 life unless I attacked, which is kind of funny. But if I can get my Soothsayer down, I've got a great blocker for it, so there is that. And we are going to crack our Embodiment here, hopefully draw land so I can play that Soothsayer. So got to get our Swamp, untap. All right, Mandrill's not exactly what I'm looking for. I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, play the patient game a little bit longer. So now we got to block the Saddle Brute and then crack our Embodiment again, find a second blue mana. But then our Mandrills is cheaper. If we draw land, we can supplant form on his Saddle Brute, like I said, but that's dangerous since can't really attack if I don't have any creatures on board. So we'll do this, crack our second Embodiment, find an island. So now we're at 5 mana, which means we are at Sultai Soothsayer range, which is quite nice. All right, Sky Captain, I'm going to have to deal with that eventually, but so I'm at 6 mana, which means I can supplant form, which is actually kind of interesting. I feel like, well, I think we do Soothsayer first and foremost. Because then we can play our Mandrills. So I can take the Bitter Revelation. I can take the Sultai Charm, though. Sultai Charm seems quite good. Revelation gives us card advantage at the cost of some life. It's debatable. It really is. I feel like Sultai Charm is what I want. It's very powerful removal. We don't have any in hand currently. And I like the idea of almost like killing his flyer, and then he bolsters, and then maybe we bounce kill or something. I do like the Revelation here too. But I feel like I need the Revelation less than like an actual removal spell, because we're just trying to buy time right now. And though Revelation does that, it doesn't do it in an expedient enough fashion for my taste, I guess. All right, let's just do the Charm. Let's dump these. Then we're going to just play a 1-mana Mandrills, which is quite nice. So this way, we've got a couple dudes. He can kill our Soothsayer, and then we can't block his Saddle Brute, or his Hate Blade, I guess, for that matter. But let's see if he's got it. We do have Supplant Form at this point, so I mean, it's kind of crazy actually that I can Supplant Form a my own Soothsayer to like draw more. It's kind of nice. So we're going to take 7 points of damage here, so I'm pretty thrilled I did not grab that Bitter Revelation. I think that would have been too much of a liability. So I think we're likely to Supplant Form or Sultai Charm at some point here. Alright, he's just outlasting, which is not a big deal if that's the best he's got. So I think at this point, what do we got for mana? We got 7 mana, which means we can Morph plus Sultai Charm, which I think I am going to do. I can also just slam a Loxodon and pass, and then we just take 2 in the sky. I kind of like that. Opponent's got 3 cards left in hand. I think we're going to do that. We're going to cast this. This kind of holds off his attack and potentially allows me to kill his Sky Captain. Yes, I could have gotten him for 4 points of damage, but I think I'm just trying to play it a little bit safe right now. In case of the removal, of course. So if he just hits with the Sky Captain, we're fine. If he swings with the Hate Blade, I think I block with the Soothsayer. It makes our stuff cheaper. All right, so we get hit for 2 here. We're still okay. We are at a relatively low life total, but we're starting to stabilize. All right, Horde Chief, not that big of a deal. Okay, Outlast, you got it. So we're up to 8 lands, which means I can Villainous Wealth for 5, but I still want some more time on that. I can also Supplant Form. I can also Crew Shock plus Sultai Charm. So I think I do that. We'll play the Crew Shock and pass, and then I think we're gonna Sultai Charm the Sky Captain. Now, I could do it right now, but it bolsters. So I think I would rather do it during combat. He could have Feat of Resistance, but then I guess I have to Supplant Form next turn to buy some time. So just still trying to set up for a nice Villainous Wealth, survive as long as possible. Like, I have a decent answer to Rush of Battle here. I mean, just basically block-wise, it's not the end of the world. But we'll see. We'll see what he's got. He is going to get to bolster during his attack, so I guess I kind of hope he doesn't have Rush of Battle. But if he does, like I said, it's not like the end-all, be-all. So here, if he just attacks with Sky Captain again, this is a little more problematic, because if I kill his Sky Captain, this gets buffed. So that kind of leads me to believe I just need to block his Hate Blade here. And then maybe post-combat nuke his Sky Captain. Because if I pre-combat do it, I take 3 damage if he bolsters that guy. And I don't really want to trade. I could trade with the Mandrills, but that does not seem like a great trade for me. Alright, I think we're just going to do this. He'll get his Death Touch. Certainly not thrilled about this, but I think 6 is the magic number for Villainous Wealth. Oh, my opponent disconnected. All right, I'm gonna pause it till he gets back. Okay, my opponent's back, and unfortunately gets his hate blade back, which is not ideal. But it's all right for now. I think we're still. I kind of want to stick to the Sultai Charm plan and just take out his flyer. All right, I guess I'm gonna do it. Basically, because I want to cast Supplant Form next turn if I have to. So we're gonna kill his flyer. He's gonna be able to buff his Hate Blade or his Warrior. I could have actually killed it in response and made him buff the Warrior instead, but now I guess since I'm probably going to have to do some weird trades anyway, I don't mind his Hate Blade getting the Death Touch. We'll see which one he boosts anyway. I am giving him the choice, which isn't a good idea, but I want to see if he pumps it. He does pump the Hate Blade, so it turned out the same way that it would have anyway, which kind of sucks, but he had to have the Horde Mate. All right, Revelation, a bit too dangerous here to be sure. So let's just stay back. I think we're likely going to find a good opportunity to cast Supplant Form here. I think the only major glaring issue is, well, I guess I can copy his Hate Blade, which isn't that bad. All right, Dazzling Ramparts. It is going to let him copy a couple dudes, though. Or tap a couple dudes, rather. All right, so I can Villainous Wealth for 6. Bitter Revelation seems a bit dangerous, to be sure. I'd probably just Villainous Wealth him for 6. Let's see what we hit here. Hopefully some removal. We did get Murderous Cut and Sultai Scavenger. Those are pretty good ones. Actually, the Cleric's a welcome sight, too. All right, so let's Murderous Cut his... I feel like actually the Ramparts, because the tapping seems good here. So let's get rid of the Ramparts. Let's cast the Scavenger and cast the Cleric, which is certainly a welcome sight for Bitter Revelation purposes. Having the Delve Flyer is very good, and taking out his Tapper is also very good. So that was nice. Now we can pass and likely comfortably cast Bitter Revelation at some point here. One more land and we can actually do Supplant Form and Bitter Revelation, which is also very good. No plays. I can trade with a Hate Blade if need be. Alright, here's our 10th land, so I think we are going to bitterly Revelate here. We only have one black mana, which is a bit of an issue, but... so we can do Muck Draggers to get back our Soothsayer. I guess we probably want the Crippling Chill and Dousing Gloom. Although, yeah, Muck Draggers are a pretty good body to have right now, I guess. Alright, let's do Muck Draggers and Dousing Gloom, because I do want that life gain. I can't cast the Muck Draggers, or the Dousing Gloom right now, but I can get in with my Scavenger, and I can Supplant Form if I have to. If it comes down to that. Kill Shot? Sandblast, alright. I can Supplant Form my Scavenger, which actually is kind of good. It copies it, it bounces it, so it gives me 2 copies of it. I think I'm going to do that. I feel like I could also bring it back with Muck Draggers next turn, but this seems like a pretty good tempo thing because we've got the ground locked up reasonably well here. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna bounce copy it. I just feel like this is a pretty decent move for me. It gives me like 2 copies at least of it, and then if he deals with another one, I've got the Muck Draggers to wait, what happened? Oh no, I bounced it to my opponent's hand. That was not the wisest move. So I give my opponent a actual card to play. Might not have been the wisest move. For some reason, I thought, Sultai Scavenger's mine. All right, Meyer, not exactly what I'm looking for right this second. Muck Draggers bringing back Soothsayer. Get our Soothsayer back. Play a Bloodstained Mire. Crack a Mire. Get a black mana. Got 12 cards left in our deck, so. Wow, we don't even have anything really that I'm even really looking for, to be honest, but we'll do it. Stuff just got a bit hairy here. Guess the Heir of the Wilds. Alright, so I'm left with 7 cards left in my deck. This is going to be difficult. So let's swing with... I guess I don't swing just yet. But yeah, that was... Unfortunately, me not having the foresight on my own supplant form is going to come with a hefty cost here. Why did I think Sultai Scavenger was mine? It even said owned by whatever. All right. Well, you guys know me. I'm Alex Stephenson, master of punt. So there's that. I don't even have removal for his anymore, so that's going to be a tough one. Douse and Gloom, not being able to cast that on his Hate Blade is costing me dearly as well. So he only has to wait 8 turns or something, and then we're dead. Ugin is the follow-up, yeah. That's not what I wanted to see whatsoever at all in any way, shape, or form. All right, so paying for my punt very, very dearly, as deserved. Let's see here. I guess we can swing a little bit here. I don't know how I'm going to beat Ugin. Not yet figured out how I beat Ugin. I'm just going to do a really dangerous attack here because I'm not exactly sure what else to do at the moment. Certainly can't afford to... I mean, I think we're dead to Ugin regardless, but we'll see. Yeah. Still think we're dead, unfortunately. So, man, do I dislike losing to my own punts. But well deserved. I punted, so I think the theory behind punting is it's a punt because you're going to lose because of it. So, not a good move on my part. I think next time I'm going to try and pay closer attention to what cards are in my own deck, which is always a wise idea. I recommend for you folks out there who play Magic, pay attention to what cards are in your deck. It's a good idea. I don't know. I know it seems kind of crazy paying attention to, cards that are in your deck, but I just recommend it. I really think it's a good idea, good move. Let's bring in this Archers of Karsi for the nurturing, I think. So we have some flying blocks. Reality Shift or something else. Whisk Away maybe, or probably want the Disdain for his, Ugin. Might be a good idea. Have to make a cut, and I have absolutely no idea what to cut here. So that's going to be a tough one. Maybe the Crippling Chill. Muckdraggers were actually fine that game, I thought. Good body on the ground. I guess we can cut Crippling Chill for Disdain. Just gives me an out to Ugin, which seems like a card I might want an out to. Possibly. All right. Gonna try and actually play well this time. I know, it's ridiculous, the notion of me playing right, but I am gonna try it. See if I can't actually play a game of Magic the Gathering without punting. Well, no 2-drop is good news. Hey, Parapet's actually a welcome sight. So now I guess we're just a land away from Crew Shock. We have to draw another one, but no 3-drop either? That's nice. We got a Loxodon, so looking actually pretty decent here. Could Sandblast it. Yeah, it's alright. So maybe eventually be able to bring that back with Muckdraggers, or maybe less removal now that we have to worry about our Loxodon walking into. Arishan Cleric, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We supposedly have a better late game plan than our opponent. Let's see if he blocks this. Pretty surprised he blocked that, honestly. But he did. Could have Murderous Cut. But Muckdraggers are presumably getting cheaper. Rakshas's Secret, well, he just took care of our Villainous Wealth, so it's kind of a bummer. But now I guess we're just a land drop away from slamming him pretty good. I think the problem is, wait, he got rid of Ugin? That's surprising. Could Murderous Cut. I think he likely does, but gonna have to accept that, I guess. So he's got the cut. He does not. Well, that's good news. Yeah, I would think if he had cut, he there's not a more ideal time to play Murderous Cut. Why did he dump the Ugin? I'm still kind of confused about that. Oh, he didn't. I was like, he put it in his graveyard with Rakshasa Secret. For some reason, I thought he discarded it, and wisely, that is not the case, because that doesn't make any sense. Well, that was a good draw. Now we punished that, and I think that was what we needed to win this game. Has kill shot mana, but we'll see. See if he's got it. Does not. All right. That should be game. Got this parapet, which can ping him down too. Nope. No play there. All right. Well, that's step one. I'm still pretty surprised he's playing Rakshasa Secret. I guess he has Delve as well. And it's never bad. I mean, you're making your opponent discard, which is clearly good. But I guess I'm just surprised because we get rewarded from stuff like that. But let's be honest. I mean, it was great. It was a great Rakshasa Secret for him. He hit Villainous Wealth, and what was the other card he hit? Something good, right? The Muck Dragger. So he hit like all sorts of powerful effects there. What else do I do now? I don't know. I think we keep it the same and just do it again. Do I want Dragon Scale Boon over something? Like a Dousing Gloom? I kind of still want Dousing Gloom. I feel like I'm going to need it. Let's could actually do Flock instead of the Archers. Or Flock instead of something else. Some other creature. Like maybe over the Muck Draggers. Just as another, just protection in general. Yeah, I'm actually, not opposed to that. Let's do that. I feel like having a blocker for Scavenger and the Bolster guy and the 4/5 Brute, all of those come together to make that pretty nice. But Muck Draggers is good too. Is there a worse creature I can cut? I kind of like all of our other ones. Archers, I guess, are take it or leave it, but trades with a Brute at 4 mana, which is decent. All right, let's try this. A lot of 0/5 walls, admittedly, but all right, we keep this despite not having a blue source for embodiment. We can at least do parapet. We're running 18 lands, so I feel like there's a decent chance we can find what we need. Like that. Just like that. All right, so now I guess we'll find a second blue mana, or is it green? We need second green for Loxodon. We need second blue for Supplant Form, so I guess we're going blue, unless we draw one. All right. No play on turn 3, always a welcome sight. So let's get our second blue and tap. Bitter Revelation. Seems like a decent time to Bitter Revelation. Yeah, I could do the parapet, but I think actually Revelation is better. So I do need a land. Why don't we take a second green mana and the Loxodon? Can't play the land. So I guess we'll pass. Next turn I can Morph plus Parapet, which is a pretty good defense. All right. Punish his own life total there, which I like. Soothsayer is a decent play here. What Parapet and Loxodon does for me, though, is allow me to crack back with Loxodon next turn, potentially, and give me a blocker for Saddle Brute. I like that plan more. So any delve spells we have are at least cheaper now. Preferred if he didn't kill our Loxodon, and I would prefer to draw a land next turn, but see if all of those factors can come together. Alright, did not work out the way I had hoped, but that's okay. He at least cannot attack us. He is building towards Ugin, though, which is not good. Alright, so I can copy his Saddle Brute, but I don't really like that. Let's just, guess, play the Soothsayer. See what we find. Loxodon number 2 seems correct. So we'll get rid of these, which are still good. And then we'll pass. Two lands from Ugin. Sky Captain is beatable. I think we just hard cast a Loxodon here. It's relatively... He has Murderous Cut in his deck, but if he lets me untap and cast it, I can then supplant form correctly this time and copy him without losing him. Kind of kicking myself for not having a Muck Draggers right now, since they would be really good. But, oh, and he has the Murderous Cut. Well, that's the worst possible circumstances that could have happened, so I'm pretty upset about that, but bad stuff happens sometimes, and you accept it, like I am. So, don't like this at all, in any way, shape, or form. I have to figure out best way to beat this now, since I have no way to get my Loxodon back. He had the perfect removal suit. Very, very upset and angry about that. So what can I do? Can throttle his Sky Captain. It gives him a big brute. Unless you attacked with a creature this turn. Yeah, it's tough. So I got 8 mana. I can pretty much just throttle. That's about it. Alright, I guess we're going to throttle the Sky Captain on his turn. And then supplant form his Saddle Brute after that. Hope he doesn't have another buff spell for his Sky Captain. Not being able to untap and copy my Loxodon is just such a big bummer. Alright, so now we'll throttle. Alright, so he gets to bolster. But now we can attack with Soothsayer, bounce the Saddle Brute, and copy it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not what I want to see. So I have 9 mana, which means I can't do anything I really want to do here. I guess I'm going to copy his Angler, bounce it, double block the Saddle Brute. It's the best play I got. And I guess I still get to ping with a Parapet, so yeah, there is that. My opponent's a land away from Ugin, which I'm praying he doesn't have in his hand. So we'll bounce this. Double block the Brute. He's going to get to kill his Angler, which sucks. Could have bounced the Brute, I guess. Actually, that probably would have been better, because now he's going to get, yeah. I didn't think about that enough, because now the Angler can get by our guys, which is certainly something that's a bigger deal than a 4-5, so I continue to punt. I thought I told myself not to punt anymore. What does Soothsayer do besides rapidly diminish my deck? I don't know. Let's just do it. I guess I need another swamp at this point. Well, archers, I guess, trade. Crew Shock, though, I kind of need because I am like out of actual ways to win right now. $11 cards left in my deck. I don't have any sort of army against him at all. I think I'm actually taking 5 damage, which I really don't want to do. Unfortunately, I just self-milled too much and I lost all my important creatures early, so that's just not good. Alright. Guess we're going to take 5 here. Certainly not thrilled about that. And he gets a Horde Chief, which is really unfortunate and bad. And he gets another creature, which at least is not an Ugin, I guess. Let's gain a life here. Let's play Crew Shock. Guess I can Revelate. Still on the hunt for Villainous Wealth. Which I guess I just can't find. So let's do Mandrills and land, I guess, to make Villainous Wealth better. So down to 6 cards left in our deck, which means not going to be able to really win unless he doesn't draw Ugin and we draw Villainous Wealth soon. That's 8 mana, so he could have Ugin here as his last card, which we really don't want to see. Alright, still bad, but not the end all be all. Still really kicking myself for not bouncing that Saddle Brute. So, really just did this to myself, but let's Villainous Wealth now for 5, what do we got? 5, 10, 11, which means we could theoretically hit Ugin. That is pretty insane. He certainly has Ugin left in his deck, so let's see if we can't nab it. There he is. Guess I should have done this in a different order, but I don't think I'm attacking with Rush of Battle either. I'm actually not going to cast Rockshot's a Secret. I can't afford to cast that one. And we win the match. So despite my punts in game 1 and 3, we managed to Villainous Wealth and Ugin, and then my opponent didn't even give me the satisfaction of playing it. So I could have actually done for 3, I guess, and gotten rid of these 3, but certainly wasn't game over. I'm happy he conceded, but it would have been nice to be able to use Ugin off of Villainous Wealth. That's pretty insane. Yeah, that is insane. It's absolutely insane. So very cool. I'm glad we won that in a really ridiculous way too. So overlook those punts, please, and at least accept that we had a cool finale, an awesome finale. All right, we'll see you in round 2.